How many kids did you molest with Jeffrey Epstein?
More than just elbows.
And by the way, I never went to the island, and Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
Gang, what's up? Aaron, Kennedy, and Looney. Did Donald Trump go to Epstein's Island? How many times did Bill Clinton actually go? How many times did Carney go? There's the question. We'll get into that. At first, though, we're going to check out the state of American politics, and we're trying to make a tariff deal with them. Crazy times. Let's take a peek. Donald Trump knows how to get to the point.
Oh, yeah.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try. She was married.
That's huge news, Sarah.
No, Nancy. Yeah. No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. And she was married. Like a magnet. You just, I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab, see. I can do anything.
Look at those legs. All I can see is the legs.
No, it looks good.
Come on, shorty.
Oh, nice legs, huh?
Oof. Get out of the way, honey. That's good legs.
On the Epstein files, or your name has not appeared in the Epstein files. But doesn't the AG have to tell you if your name?
Well, I haven't been overly interested in it. You know, it's a hoax that's been built up way beyond proportion. I can say this: those files were run by the worst scum on earth. They were run by Comey. They were run by Garland. They were run by Biden and all of the people that actually ran the government, including the auto pen. Those files were run for 4 years by those people. If they had anything, I assume they would have released it. The whole thing is a hoax. They ran the files. I was running against somebody that ran the files. If they had something, they would have released. Now, they can easily put something in the files that's a phony.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that drawing, I think I heard you say something the other day, that the drawing that was the subject of the Wall Street Journal report.
I don't do drawings. I'm not a drawing person.
Do you think it was fraudulent?
I don't do drawings. Sometimes people say, would you draw a building? And I'll draw 4 lines and a little roof, you know, for a charity stuff. But I'm not a drawing person. I don't do drawings of women, that I can tell you. They say there's a drawing of a woman, and I don't do drawings of women. And also, you know, Epstein was always a very controversial guy. I was at a very high position, you know, pretty much all my life. In all fairness, I've been doing this for a long time. I had the top show on television. I had the #1 bestsellers. I had everything, right? And I was a very successful business guy. He was a very controversial. Who would do a controversial drawing? Now, with that being said, they say there were many letters done by many people, and many big people, you know, big successful people. But I just don't. When you talk about files, I just keep going back, and other people too. Even the enemy says this thing is not correct, because if we had it, we would have used it on the guy. It's a bad issue.
Yeah. They say, writing stories about the time he flew him out of Mar-a-Lago. Can you settle that? What was it about? What caused the breach with him?
That's such old history. Very easy to explain, but I don't want to waste your time by explaining it. But for years, I wouldn't talk to Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't talk because he did something that was inappropriate. He hired help. And I said, don't ever do that again. He stole people that worked for me. I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again. And I threw him out of the place, persona non grata. I threw him out, and that was it. I'm glad I did, if you want to know the truth. And by the way, I never went to the island, and Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times. I never went to the island, but Larry Summers, I hear, went there. He was the head of Harvard. And many other people that are very big people. Nobody ever talks about them. I never had the privilege of going to his island. And I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island. In one of my very good moments, I turned it down. I didn't want to go to his island.
Oh, yeah. How many kids did you molest with Jeffrey Epstein?
More than just elbows.
I would like nothing more than to show you pictures right now of our Prime Minister Mark Carney, like in Epstein's Island, having a... Well, I wouldn't want to show those pictures, but I would. There's not a lot to dig up, like really. There's a photo from like 2013 with Ghislaine Maxwell, but besides that, really, there's not much maybe of a story there, except he's a total creep. We can watch that for a couple more minutes. These are Muslim values. These are Canadian values as we sell out to the EU while the EU sells us out to the United States. Like, Mark Carney, you're some hell of a negotiator. Keep it going, big banker. My goodness, it's an embarrassment. Anyhow, I don't know what we're going to do. Maybe we're just going to wrap this video up. Maybe we'll make fun of Mark Carney for a couple of more minutes.
It's very difficult to believe.
Look inside yourself, Rosemary. I mean, you start from a prior of conflict and ill will. I have served in the private sector. I have stood up for Canada. I have left my roles in the private sector at a time of crisis for our country. I'm complying with all the rules. Your line of questioning is trying to invent new rules. I'm complying with the rules.
These are Muslim values. These are Canadian values.
Yeah.